Turn 38, January 13th, 1942. Let's see what happens this turn. Hey, Rangoon flipped. Alright, nighttime is uneventful. Alright, a lot of landings going on. Alright, didn't hear no mines, so that's good. At least at the moment. Bad weather, here we go, Singapore strike. Bombing the runways there. 71 bombers, none lost. Heavy rain, of course, we're gonna get crap results. Oh, 30, that's not bad for heavy rain. Clark Field strike. No losses. Severe storms. 35 hits. Alright. Maybe my pilots are getting used to the same target for the last month. That's more like what I expect. 6 hits. We need to put some good hits on Clark this turn, since last turn they were not damaged at all. Alright, we're bombing Chinese troops. There we go. By my notes, the 86th Corps here is probably the best corps in shape that's on this stack of fleeing troops. So I'm glad that we're hitting it. Yep. One hit there. I'm just glad in all these strikes so far we're not losing any aircraft to flak. I mean, we'll probably lose some to ops, but you have a much better chance of surviving an ops loss for the pilot than you do a flak. At best on a flak, if the pilot survives, he is missing an action and usually captured. Alright, that's a good strike. Who do we hit? The 70th. Can't just hit Singapore without hitting Johor Bahru a little bit. That and some of my planes can only reach it. Coastal Gun Battalion, huh? Oh, CD unit, they can't move. $310. Wow. Some more lilies coming in. We lost one. Yep. For one hit, not worth it. Haven't seen my Palembang strikes yet. Those seem to go in the afternoon for some reason. Alright, that should have been the morning phase. Here comes the afternoon. Bad weather, bad weather. Severe storms over Luchao. Palembang raid 1. Alright, hit a coastal minesweeper. The 100-pound bomb. So 250-kilogram bombs. Hit an AP and the minesweeper. Minesweeper's gone. Alright, we should have an unloading phase coming up though. Yep, here we go. Here we go. Alrighty. So far, so good. Second task force unloading. And destroyer took a shot, looks like. That's fine. They're designed for that. Alright, yep, one shot on a destroyer. E6. So tell me what size gun. I didn't catch it. Nope. Alright. Alright, 45 troops lost over the beach. And 2 tanks. If you haven't noticed, we have started our Sumatra invasion. Alright, let's see. We'll check when we get the turn and see how many troops made it ashore. Alright, deliberate attack. Yeah, this is going to be bad for this army group. We chased this military buddy, the core, out of there last turn. I'm hoping we don't... Well, I don't really care if we kill it, to be honest. He surrendered. Alright, we killed it. He'll get that one back in a month. Sergeo we'll take. I wasn't sure if he'd have any of these northern bases defended or not. I thought this would be the one that he would least defend, so this is where I landed these parts of a naval guard here. You can scroll down, see what, it's only like one naval guard worth of troops here total. Alrighty. Base force, base force, base force. Where do those brigades come from? I don't think they're supposed to be there. You can see almost pretty much the whole division made it ashore. That's good. Between that and my tanks, I should be able to take Palembang next turn without any problems. It depends on what level the forts are. Well, now we'll take a bunch of bases here. Bonsai! Oh, nope, only one? Oh. Some base improvements. Alrighty. Well, a decent turn. We killed a Chinese unit. We don't want to kill them yet because they're just going to repopulate, but it was only a headquarters unit, so it's not a big deal. We'll go through the automation part here, the turn finish, do all my production, and then we'll come back and we'll sweep through and go through the turn aftermath and look at different things, and we'll look at what we've landed at Palembang and probably get at least a deliberate, if not a shock attack. And here comes a bunch of my men. I think we had like 12 units coming in today. And there they are. Alright, we'll be back in a couple minutes. Alrighty. Well, decent turn. Most of my air strikes went off. We did got some good damage inflicted on like the Chinese. Got some good base damage. On the ground, we took a couple bases and landed at a lot of places. So let's go ahead and look at some stats here for the turn. Allied army losses up to 1392. I'm still at 94. Score has drastically changed. I won up 274. Allies dropped 1,200. That's mostly because I took Rangoon, I believe. Let's go and look. Aircraft losses, 8 planes lost total. 6 for me, 2 for the Allies. What did the Allies lose? Some commandos. That's a transport, I believe, and a DO-24. Okay, patrol plane. Alright, so I lost 6. 3 were to flak, unfortunately. So half to flak, half to ops. Let's go look at pilot losses. So on my 6, 4 were killed, 1 was wounded. I don't like those numbers, but it is what it is. Next turn, I get some more transports. Hopefully that comes with like 20 or something, or else it's not going to be very useful. I don't have many top seas left. Ship sunk. I sunk a minesweeper in Palembang Harbor. Damaged an AK. I'm not an AK, an AP. Recon was shown. This guy was in there along with a pair of AP. So I decided to bomb the harbor this past turn with my land bombers. Ship availability coming up. One day we get 3 ships: an AK, an AKL, and a subchaser. AKL, what size is that? Okay, that's a decent size. And the subchaser is okay. He's on with a bunch of depth charges. Look at that, 8. That's nice. Need that kind of defense. Ground reinforcements, 18 days. We get 4 units. In 19 days, we get a bunch. Production, aircraft and engines. Bunch of engines being built. We still got the 33s are still killing us. Just not producing enough. Alright, it's 3 zeros, 3 34s, 2 1 1 1 1 1 1 1. Alright. Hey, engineering, infantry squads, 108. 108 of the regular ones. Naval Light Forces, Marines, 169. 489 support produced this turn. Naval support, heavy machine guns, crappy AA guns, engineers. Okay. Typical little smattering of everything for all those units that popped out. Okay, got that. Let's go ahead and look at the combat reporter. No sea action, no other. Ground action. We took Xargun, we took Green Island. This is us crushing that Chinese headquarters unit. I would rather have pushed it into the mountains like the other unit yesterday, but it's a headquarters unit. There wasn't a whole lot left, so we ended up just destroying it. Palembang, we landed. The Allies bombarded as normal, so we get to look and see what they have there. South Sumatra garrison, battalion, base force, and 2 brigades. Wonder if we brought those down. I wonder where those start. Are those start up? They'll start up in Malaysia. Or do those come all the way down from in India? I doubt that. From Singapore, I could see, but you'd have to sneak those in pretty quick. I've had carriers around here for quite a while, but I don't know. We'll figure it out here. Amphibious landings, we got a lot. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 different amphibious landings last turn. One of them was one we flipped. Green Island was an atoll, so we took it right away. The rest will be taking in the next turn. Airstrikes was all us again. Not as many as we usually do, but the reason for that is we concentrated firepower on a couple of locations up in China. We'll go over those as well. Signet, Prince Rupert in Canada, Brunei. Hey, I hope you have ships there because I'm there now too. Diamond Harbor, Colombo, Pearl. All right. Okay. Transporting garrisons, transporting a base force. Yep. Transporting Marines. All right. Size 12. That should be size 24. I'll take a look at that. A bunch of upgrades. And some VP losses from partisan attacks at Nanning. Yeah, I know about that. Ting Chao's that little dot base in the swamp. I don't care. That'll probably be popping up all game because I'm not putting a unit there. And Ying Chao. I thought I had men there. I'll have to check that one. Maybe Ying Chao's the swamp one. One of those is the swamp one that I'm never going to put men at because there's nothing there. It's off in the swamp. The road trail goes right to it and nowhere else. So I don't care if they stop supplies. So we'll have to look at one of those. I don't care about. One of them should have men. Bunch of troops lost in unloading spots. Submarines heading back to up. They don't want to. I don't want them going back to Hiroshima. That's a long way to go. It's 154 and 155. We'll check those and reset their local bases. Okay, replacements. Got some Sonyas joining the pool. Repairs being one at Pontiac. Reassignment. I lost a 0 pilot in a landing accident. Alrighty. Bases we took. Intel. All us. Is he not? Oh, he could be just building forts. Forts don't show up on your enemy intel report. Port and airfield expansions do. Bunch of aircraft damaged. Combat, we sunk that minesweeper. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 new units for me to play with. Nothing really huge. I mean, the Guards Regiment's probably the largest. Then a couple Naval Guard. Paratroopers here are going to be nice. Those are AA units. Not too excited. These little Koreas are about, I think they're size 15 assault strength. They're good for taking and holding small islands. Alright, well, it's still more troops. We can keep expanding. Alright, hop out of here. Let's go ahead and round the world here. Up in Burma, we took Rangoon. Let's take a look and see how we did on it. Alright, 1 manpower loss. Get out of there. No resources lost. No refineries lost. And no light industry lost. It's mostly because we didn't have to fight for it. He just was no one there. We walked in and they all said, "Yay! The Japanese are here!" Which I don't believe anyone in World War II ever said. But hey, we now have it. We can start using it. It is, let's see, let's look at the base. Level 4 port, level 4 airfield, level 1 forts. All right. All those will need increased. Probably airfield up to, I'm not sure, but port will go up to probably 7. So I can rearm and reload most everything there. Because otherwise you have to go all the way down to Singapore, and that's 4 or 5 days away once I capture it. It is beat up. So I'll need to get my engineers in here and get them working. Actually, some of them might be here now. Yep, engineering red regiment. We got 53 engineers here. We'll start fixing everything as soon as we pop them out of move mode. More troops moving up. A couple more arrived at Deku. We're still marching up to the next one. Yep. Down in Malaya, here we go. Engineer, is he? Yeah, he's expanding that. That'll be a nice base. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 hexes from Singapore, 4 from Johor Bahru. I could put a lot of my baby bombers there and they could reach them. The infantry regiment is not here yet. Everyone else is here. We got 2,500 assault strength at the moment sitting here. Here's another 100. Got another 160. The base force will stay here. Artillery's coming. And we have a couple more units on the way here. Then we'll move into Johor. We'll probably move into Johor before they get here. Johor is only 14 units. I don't think that'll be the hard nut to crack. I think coming across into Singapore with that shock attack is what the danger is. There's my landing at Singkep. Looks like there's a ship there for some reason. Alright, we should take that with the marine unit here, easy. Alrighty. That's Palembang. Looks like the division is fully unloaded. Maybe not 100%, but majority of it's here. My tanks are about half of it's here. Nope, most of it's here. Infantry battalion is mostly here. Looks like most of my troops have unloaded. I got a pair of base forces with me. A nice big base force of 48 with 12 engineers, and then a smaller one with 24 and 12. So let's look at my fleets here. What we got? Yeah, they're out of fuel, but they made it. That's what matters. Only supplies here. There's a destroyer took a shell hit. Oh, it's been a pretty good shell. And still got some troops and some tanks. So this guy's going to continue to unload. I'll probably move some of these ships to the other fleet, so they don't. They have nothing to unload, so no point in them taking the risk of getting shot at. I got my combat task force sitting here waiting for anything to try to flee, because he's still showing some ships in port. So we will kill them if they come out. Alright. Looking good. We should have no trouble taking Palembang this turn. I'm hoping that when they flee south. Because that's the way I want to go right away, down to, what's this base right here? Prombomuth, and then all the way down to Oosthaven, and then we take, I learned this trick a long time ago. Don't bring your transports down here. You can't protect them. Use barges. use barges across here to Merrick. Once you take Merrick, then you can get air cover at both ends, and then you can bring some transports in and ship troops across the normal way. But if you just use barges here, barges avoid most bombers. You have to put in fighters at 100-foot naval attack to usually get barges. They're better than, well, they're almost as good as a fast transport task force. So fast transport task force have much better range and usually move a lot faster and a lot of times carry more. But bombers can target them, but the barges they won't, which is good because any size bomb will blow a barge right away. All right, in Borneo we landed at Brunei with some Marines and a base force. We should have no trouble taking this. Got 2 units here. We got the Brunei base force that starts here, and the one that fled from Miri. All right, over here in the Philippines, nothing new going on here. We're just moving on. We bombed the heck out of Clark. Got only 18 damage. That's not much. And now it says Bataan is undamaged. What? The weather over here is not friendly. I'm not allowing me to keep damage on these bases. I guess Bataan's the one I'm not as worried about. He can retreat there and just sit there and rot for a month. See, my troops are still marching back in the jungle. This is why I don't like sending them after fleeing units in the middle of the jungle. He's marching 4 miles a day. So that's 12 days to march out, not counting the 12 days he marched in. Then, so that's a whole month this unit's been out of the fight. Alright, looks like he has a unit at Bhutan. I should have enough to push it out. I'll have to look at my notes, see how big it is. If it's one of those divisions, I may not. But this is the ships here leaving the Ambon campaign where we captured it. Need to get a base force down there and get some planes there now. That's the next step. Go down in the South Pacific. Landed at Gasmata. We will take that. We landed a bunch of places here. We'll take Buin. Where else? We'll take Reno Island. My ships did not go to Luganville. Why not? Okay, coming up. We're going to start some transport hauling onto these islands while we have ships down here doing nothing else. We're going to move them up. We'll haul those to truck, and then as we bring troops and stuff down and supplies to truck, we'll haul resources back. Transports back to Wake to bring the troops back some more. Alrighty, what we got? Resource convoy with some oil on it. Yep. Returning transports, getting ready to load more troops up. My resource convoy with a bunch of oil. Got 82,000 resources. And what? 3,000 oil here. We have now doubled the size of the Fusan run. We will see if it still takes 1 day to load it all. I'm hoping it will, because that's my plan. Use 1 day and 1 day only for loading and unloading. Then like a day of travel. So what? 1, 2, 3, 4 days complete round trip. All right, up in China. Let's see, so at the top here, we cleaned the rail off with that unit, destroyed it. Yesterday, the other one fled into the mountains. So we will come back down south. I thought I reconned some of these, but maybe they didn't fly. 11 units just fled Nanyang. Did he abandon it? I moved here with my tanks, but he fled across the river. I'm going to wait for the rest of my tanks to get up, then we're going to go across the river and chase them all the way up to Ankang if we have to. I'm going to grab in here, grab Nan Yang. I mean, it's not defensible, to be honest. It's in the clear. Same thing with I Chang. The only thing I Chang has that's an advantage, that has a river on both sides, so you have to shock attack across it. But in reality, it's not defensible. I suppose if I bring enough forces down here and kick him out of this base here, he may run, just like he has here. See, he has a good perimeter here, blocking all the roads coming into Changsha. This is a headquarters unit, I believe, or a base force. We will crush it here with these 2 regiments. I'm still trying to catch up to these guys. That's where most of my heavy bombers were this turn. I got troops coming, but they're probably several days behind. I got a full regiment and some artillery here. But we're not going to attack. I don't want him to see how little I have there, because he might have enough brute force to push me out of there. Those are the retreaters from Wu Chao, base force and a headquarters, I believe. We're still trying to get over here. Quilin is still under defended. That unit made it in here. I'm landing 2 new units here at Pakoi. See if they show up. Yep, an amphibious brigade. That one looks like he's fully landed now. Let's see. And we're bringing my first Greater East Asian Co-Prosperity Sphere brigade over here, because that's going to help me push up and take Lu Chao and this whole western side. That's a 250 assault unit strength. The other brigade, he's 150. So we're going to put almost a full division plus up these roads. We're going to push this unit right with us, push them right up to here, and then come across the road, take Lu Chao. By then we should have Kui Lin already, and then we'll march up this road and say hi to Tu Yun, and we'll just keep on marching up to Kui Yang if we can with this force. All the while we're putting pressure and taking these middle bases here, whole pressure along this front. And it seems like I don't know if I won't say he's broken and running. He's moving away at his own kind of speed, but he needs to, I don't know. He needs to do something, because I'm going to keep pushing him back, and the bulk of his forces are right in here. And therefore, I'm making motions with my hand, because that you guys can't see. I'm coming in from both sides, from like here all the way, a big cave, and just pushing him back into the interior. Now, of course, once he gets back into these bases in the jungle, they will be harder to crack, because they're much better terrain. At that point, I'll have to pick like one path and put everything into it to break through. But that's something to figure out. I don't know, a month from now we'll be in that position, because I got to clean this entire rail up first, and these outside bases here. But looks like we're still making ground. We're gonna get there at some point, so we're doing good. All right, if you guys enjoyed this turn, go ahead and give me a like. If you enjoyed the series, I'd appreciate if you would subscribe. And until you get the next turn, you guys have a great day. And for Americans, for my American watchers, today's July 1st. I'm filming this, so I'll probably post it tonight or tomorrow. So you guys have yourself a great 4th of July, and you be safe with shooting off those fireworks, and don't blow your hands off. Talk to you guys later.